Today we have the Fender Custom Shop Ancho Poblano Stratocaster. It has hand-wound Josefina Campos from the Custom Shop, her designed Ancho Poblano pickups, which are pretty cool. We're going to check them out later when cleans, leads, and distortion. It has jumbo nickel frets, Jescar, the treble bleed circuit in the volume, vintage tuners, the fattest neck I think available, which is a U-shaped neck, which is normally on an old Telecaster, and nitro finish, shaved back of the neck, and then they left the ends finished. Pretty cool guitar. So, getting used to playing a guitar like this, yeah, it's very different than what I'm used to playing, obviously. If you've seen other videos on my channel, I've grown to really like the single coils themselves alone. Not really a big fan. It totally makes that Strat sound when you do the two pickups at a time. It's cute, but I like the full single coil on its own, even though you're going to get some noise. That's just not really a sound I'm looking for when they're together. So yeah, they're single coils, noisy. Obviously, you can take that out when you use positions 2 and 4, but I don't really like the sound of that as much. So initially, I bought this guitar to play it basically like my other guitars, and for a while, it was actually working out well. I was just using it as its own thing and trying to minimize the noise, with a noise gate or something, or just putting the volume down a little bit, or lowering the tone off slightly. It really helps. I grew into some problems later on, though. I bent the strings so much on the high E that I have this theory that it being a 9.5 radius, this scale length with this type of guitar, it just kind of hurt my ring finger, and for weeks actually. So I'm a little hesitant to be playing this thing as it is. That's why it's in E flat right now. I was actually playing this in standard 10 to 52s. This is now a set of 10s in E flat, just so I can still be okay. I'm a little worried. I just must not be built to play a Strat like this. But again, someone like Yngwie Malmsteen, he plays 8 to 46, so he's doing all the fast stuff, but very light gauge, and he plays often in E flat. Eddie Van Halen, when he was playing the Charvel style guitars, he was in E flat with 9s. So I guess when I'm trying to do it really fast, I may have sort of upset my hand by using a heavier gauge string, but that's just my normal gauge. I feel like it's fine when I play the Majesties and my Vs. Obviously, the Gibsons are slightly shorter scale length, and granted, a floating bridge, when you bend a string, the bridge moves with it, so I feel like you get a little bit of give as you're bending on a floating bridge. I had this anchored down for tuning stability, and it stays in tune pretty well. I haven't really experimented with it floating too much, but I think there actually would be some tuning stability problems there. I'm not a big fan of restringing these types of tuners, but they hold together well, so at least that's fair. The hardware is good. I like the guitar. It feels very comfortable, for as much as a Strat can be comfortable. I like the nitro finish specifically. The sanded neck feels, worn in. It's supposed to be relict and aged a little bit. It's fun. It's just so different than what I'm used to, obviously. But I wanted to at least share what's going on with this. I really like the guitar, but I may have injured myself playing this thing. I just kept thinking Stevie Ray Vaughan. He is known for playing 13s in E flat and bending them. And I was like, okay, if he can do it, I can. I'm wrong. It's a pretty fun guitar. I don't have the biggest hands, so playing on the fattest neck was weird, but I got used to it. But maybe I think it's a combination of that radius, the tension of the Strat, this neck profile. It might be putting my hand in positions I don't like. So when I'm trying to bend, I think I might have hurt something. I really like these pickups. They have good sustain, for single coils. I wanted hotter single coils. They sound really good in an overdrive. Obviously, the noise. I gotta say though, the Fender Custom Shop, this feels like what a Strat is supposed to be. To me, it sort of spoiled me. I can't pick up an American Fender, a Mexico Fender, or anything else like that without feeling like they're a toy. And they're really good instruments. I really like the Mexico Strats a lot, actually. I think they're at a good price point and they sound good, and the quality is not bad. Especially, obviously the American ones are pretty decent too. But the Custom Shop, there's just little details in and out that make this feel, I guess, broken in too. That helps, but it feels like, oh, this is what a Strat's supposed to feel like. And I would go used market. I mean, the pricing is getting insane, but it's pretty cool. Like I do feel a little bit spoiled with Strats now that I want to play a Custom Shop if I want to play a Fender Strat. So I do recommend them. Luckily, there's an abundance of different Fender Custom Shop Strats, whether they're on the used market or not. Various price points. So I feel like if someone wanted one, they can kind of maybe pick up one and, for a decent price maybe. Each are going to have different frets, like size frets or the radius and all that, so you kind of got to do your research a little bit. I like this one. It's a fat neck, though. I imagine most people are not going to like this neck. It had to grow on me. At first, I was like, oh, God, this is horrible, but I just kept playing it, and it was fun. Fun guitar. I like these pickups. The hand-wound stuff, I mean, they're great pickups. Like, you can get awesome hand-wound pickups from some of the master pickup winders in the Custom Shop, but there's also Custom Shop pickups that are not signed or whatever, I think, that aren't like a limited run or anything. They're just people that made them in the Custom Shop, and those are just as good from what I understand. There's also, that treble bleed thing. It's supposed to be the same sound as you lower the volume. Yeah, it's the same sound. The treble bleed circuit's pretty cool. That is also something that I've learned with single coil pickups is you can try to get the action low and it can work, but the moment you start having fret buzz, those single coil pickups really pick up buzz compared to a humbucker. For some reason, because I like to hit hard. I like to punch my guitar in the stomach. But if I hit too hard, especially on a lighter gauge string, that's why I did the 10 to 52s, it starts to buzz out and it's going through the amp. Depending on who you talk to, that's normal with the Strat. They're going to sound a little rattly and stuff. Some people hate that. So, anyway.